Hello friends, myself Prashant Thakur. In last lecture, you have studied monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross. Today, I am going to teach you Mendel's law of inheritance. Mendel proposed three basic postulates on the basis of which three laws were formulated. These are described below. First law is law of dominance or first law of inheritance, which is based on monohybrid cross and it is not universally applicable. Second law of segregation or second law of inheritance, which is based on monohybrid cross and it is universally applicable. Okay, and third law, that is law of independent assortment or third law of inheritance, which is based on dihybrid cross. It is not universally applicable. Okay, let us see one by one in detail. First, law of dominance or first law of inheritance. Okay, statement: in a cross between two organisms pure for any pair or pairs of contrasting characters, the character that appear in F1 generation is called dominant and the one which is suppressed is called recessive. Thus, there is always uniform expression in F1. Each character is controlled by a pair of factors, and when it is a pair of dissimilar factor, only one factor expresses. Thus, one is dominant and the other is recessive. Law of dominance can be explained with the help of monohybrid cross experiment. Friend, see in this graphical representation of a monohybrid cross, here tall female homozygous parent cross with dwarf homozygous male parent. Their genotypes are capital T for tallness and small t for dwarfness. After crossing this parent, we will get F1 generation, which is hybrid, capital T and small t. Phenotypically, the plant is tall. Okay, but genotypically, they contain hybrid combination that is capital T and small t. Why this plant phenotypically tall like female plant? Because phenomenon of dominance. Here capital T, which is dominant gene which expresses, and another form of gene for height, that is small t, which is dwarf, which is recessive and it is get suppressed in presence of dominant gene. Okay, some other examples of organisms and trait which show dominance are: example, guinea pigs, black coat color is dominant over white. In human beings, curly hair is dominant trait over straight hair and brown eye color dominant over green or blue. In jawar, pearly grain is dominant over chalky grain and so on. Okay. However, there are many cases where the dominance is not complete or absent. We will learn about it later in this chapter under deviations from Mendelian inheritance or in neomendelism. Friends, phenomenon of dominance is significant as the harmful recessive traits are masked or not expressed in the presence of its normal dominant allele, which is beneficial. For example, in humans, a form of idiocy and diabetes and hemophilia are recessive characters. Thus, recessive characters and they get suppressed. Okay. Thus, law of dominance is significant and true, but it is not universally applicable. Okay. Now we will see second law. Second law of inheritance or law of segregation. Segregation means simply separation. Gametes, though they living together, but at the time of gamete formation, this form of genes are separated or segregated. Okay. Let's see statement of second law. Members of allelic pair in a hybrid remain together without mixing with each other and separate or segregate during gamete formation. Thus, gamete receive only one of the two factors and are pure for a given trait. Therefore, this is also known as law of purity of gametes. Okay. Law of segregation also can be explained with the help of monohybrid cross experiment. Let us see in graphical representation. See, gametes are pure. Okay, hence they are called law of purity of gametes. Though in hybrid, both the gametes remain together without mixing. Means this is a allelic pair hybrid. Both capital T and small t remain together without mixing. But at the time of gamete formation, they are separate. Means capital T is get separated and small t is separated. Okay. This law is universally applicable. Okay. Friends, reappearance of recessive trait in F2 proves this law. All sexually reproducing higher organisms are diploid, that is with two sets of chromosomes, and gametes are haploid, N, that is with one set of chromosomes. Therefore, law of segregation is universally applicable. Okay. Next is third law, law of independent assortment or third law of inheritance, which is based on dihybrid cross experiment. Okay, and it is not universally applicable. Let us see the statement. When the two homozygous parents differing in two pair of contrasting traits are crossed, the inheritance of one pair is independent of the other. In other words, see, when a hybrid or polyhybrid form gametes, assortment, that is distribution of alleles of different traits is independent of their original combinations in the parents. Okay, friend, in law of segregation, there is separation of these gametes. Okay, but in this law there is assortment or distribution of pair of allele. Okay, one pair means inheritance of one pair is independent of the other. In this graphical representation, yellow round is a character, yellow seed, and round is a seed wall, and their recessive green colored seed and wrinkled wall. Okay, both characters are independently assorted. Okay, see, this law of independent assortment can be explained with the help of dihybrid cross and dihybrid ratio. Appearance of new combinations in F2 generation proves the law. Here 16 new combinations are formed. Okay, why? Because of independent assortment. Now we know that many genes are located on chromosomes, that is, are linked. Therefore they pass through gametes in the form of a linkage group. However, recombinations are due to the crossing over that takes place during meiosis. Therefore, the law of independent assortment is applicable only for the traits which are located on different chromosomes. Thus, law of independent assortment is not universally applicable. Friends, this law is based on dihybrid cross. It is basic principle of genetics developed by a Mendel. It describes how different genes or alleles present on separate chromosomes independently separate from each other during formation of gametes. These alleles are then randomly united in fertilization. In dihybrid cross, F2 phenotypic ratio 9:3:1 indicates that the two pair of characters behave independent of each other. It can be concluded that the two characters under consideration are assorted independently, giving rise to different combinations. Okay? अशा प्रकारे मेंडलने जेनेटिक्सचे इनहेरिटन्सचे हे 3 लॉ आपल्यासमोर मांडले आहेत. ठीक आहे? ओके, थँक्यू.